Well, hi everybody. Okay, so today's topic I want to talk about how do you handle stress? And let's face it, stress is abundant in our world today, and the fact that my hair is annoying me is also very stressful. Let's face it. Stress is almost an epidemic on its own. There are so many ways for us to be stressed out in today's modern society. Not only things like our community living, if you live in a city area, there's a huge density of people and the constant humming of the city sounds and the sirens and people coming and going, basically not getting a moment of peace or quiet. Another way people are stressed out, of course, is they are working around the clock. They're burning the candle at both ends, so to speak, long hours, trying to get ahead. A lot of people commute a great distance, especially if you are working in a city and living in a rural area, like the areas that I live in. The commuting times can be absolutely atrocious. And I know that that can be a super big stressor for a lot of people. Raising children in this day and age, oh my goodness, I could not imagine. This is probably the one and only time that I'm actually really grateful that I don't have children. Just because I cannot imagine the stress that parents are going through with everything that's being thrown at them. And whether or not you agree or not agree, it is a very stressful time because most parents don't have any control over what their children are being exposed to, not only with their friends, but in the school system itself. So that is a huge stressor. Finances are also, of course, another big stressor that so many people have, and health issues. I mean, it's just endless. I mean, there's a scroll that I could go on and on and on. And then, of course, the biggest thing that gets impacted not only is your physical and mental health, but relationships, in particular, the relationship that you have with your partner, if you're lucky enough to have one. So, how is it that you deal with stress? Because some of these things are just all consuming, and saying that you're going to have a positive, happy attitude isn't always going to cut it. Let's face it. If you're facing a dire situation, putting a smile on your face is just not going to cut it. So, here are some ways that you can deal with stress that will at least help your body. And let's remember that disease in the body is just dis-ease in the body. And all disease starts with our brain, right? So our mind is incredibly powerful. If we are stressed out all the time, we are going to cause dis-ease in our body. So you need to stop it. So here are some of the tools that I use in order to set up my mind and my body right at the beginning of the day. Number one, I get outside and I exercise. So whether it be for a walk or a jog or a bike ride or even just doing some stretching, I get outside and I put my face in the sun. So why is it so important that you allow the sunlight to hit your face, particularly within the first hour of waking up, and ideally within the first 20 minutes of waking up? Well, there are certain hormone reactions that happen when sunlight hits your eyes. Not only does it tell your body to wake up, because we run on the circadian rhythm. So what that means is that we wake up when we see the sunshine, and we get sleepy when the sun goes down. So we are a part of nature, and that is how human beings are meant to be. So you need to put your face into the sun as soon as you can and get outside and breathe that fresh air, have the sunlight in your eyes. Sunlight also helps to increase your serotonin levels, especially when you are moving your body. It is really important for you to move, especially first thing in the morning. Get that energy going, get your metabolism going, and boost your serotonin levels, especially for later in the day. And also, it is a way for us to not only get our lymphatic system moving, but also it wakes up our brain. So there are so many incredible benefits of putting your face in the sun first thing in the morning. And the other thing that I do on a daily basis is I make sure that I get into nature. And so this could just be getting into your backyard if you don't have access to a forest or even a park that is close by, is getting into your backyard. And let's just say that you are a real city dweller living in the middle of New York City. There is no backyard, there's no park nearby, there's no downstairs with the grass. Here's what I recommend. Flood your balcony with plants because plants are nature. So when you step out onto your balcony and you are surrounded by plants, you are absorbing their energy. And here is why it is so important for you to get into nature or surround yourself with plants on a daily basis, is because they give off essential oils and all sorts of other amazing things. They are energetic beings all on their own. And being in nature or around plants actually calms our system. Not only does it calm our body, but the certain, I would say, particles that they give off, there's certain, I don't even know what to call it, but they do give off a certain type of molecular structure that once we breathe it in, it actually encourages our immune system to kick up a notch. So that is why, like in places like in Japan, they do what is called forest healing. So they will take their patients into the forest and they will sit there for half an hour, or if they wheel them in on a bed or in a wheelchair. And all they do is sit there or lay down. And all they are supposed to do is literally look around. Look at the different colors, the textures, hear the sound, smell, and you have access to be able to get your hands into the dirt, to pick up the dirt, to touch the leaves. And there are incredible microbiome that live on the forest floor, and they come off of the trees in essential oils. And all of those things are so good for our body. So if you're ever not feeling good or you're super stressed out, get into nature or have it surround you in some particular way. Another way to really help your body detox from stress is to breathe deeply and slowly. So I like to do this 10 times when I'm laying in bed before I go to sleep at night. It helps to tap into your parasympathetic system, which calms your entire nervous system. So you breathe in slow. Usually it's a count of 3, as deep as you can. And then you exhale via your mouth for 3 very slowly. And do that 10 times. And you will find an incredible amount of calming energy go over your body. Another thing that is really important is to hydrate. People don't realize just how much dehydration can cause chaos in our body. Not only does our brain stop functioning properly, but everything else does too. All of the different functions that we have, everything from digestion to moving, adrenal around, everything, we need to have a lot of water. So if you're dehydrated, your stress level is going to be increased. You're also going to be a lot more lethargic and tired. So make sure that you're keeping up with your water intake. A nice little bonus is that it does speed up your metabolism and it helps your skin to look nice and plump. And of course, the last thing is eating healthy. I know it is a natural instinct when you're stressed out to head straight for something that is not good for you, particularly sugar. So, like candies and cookies and cakes and pop. But that is actually the worst thing for your body. It is a survival mechanism that we have adapted to, eat whenever we're stressed out. But that is actually not what our bodies need. Our bodies do not need food when we're stressed out. It needs to chill the F out. So rather than digging into the sugary stuff or alcohol, which let's face it is loaded with sugars, which is only going to increase your cortisol level. And here is a little side note. When you have a ton of sugar in your body, it actually decreases your immune system. So now you're leaving yourself susceptible to being sick and to creating dis-ease in your body. So drop the sugar, get outside for a walk, have some water, and eat healthy. Have healthy food. I don't care if you're a vegan or a carnivore or an omnivore or whatever it is that you want to follow that fits you and your body the best. Just eat healthy. So if you're somebody who eats everything, have some vegetables, have some meat, have some good healthy fats. Healthy fats are absolutely essential for brain health. It helps us to think properly. It increases our critical thinking capabilities. But when we are low in good quality fats, omega-3s, we can't think properly. So any stressful situation is going to be made a heck of a lot more stressful. So whatever foods you like to eat, just make sure that they're healthy and don't allow yourself to dip off into the deep end and go down into that sugary rabbit hole, which when you pop up is going to be like a hangover and it's going to make everything that much worse. Not to mention you're going to have guilt over the 40 pounds that you've just gained in the last 2 weeks because you've gone down an unhealthy eating pattern. Okay, so those are my tips for the day for reducing your stress. I hope it helps you. And if you are going through a really stressful time, I just want you to remember this too shall pass. It will not be this way forever. And no matter what your circumstances are, just know that you are supported and loved from above and from right here. And all you need to do is reach out for support. There are people in your life that are looking to support you. And if all else fails, you know who to speak to. Okay, take care, and we'll see you on the next time.